Jake here with a couple of battles showcasing my second and finally the third mark of excellence on my AMD 178B. I had a little glitch there in the replay, but I'm going to showcase exactly what it took to get the marks on this. As you can see here, my first battle is a tier 7 battle on Pilsen. Not necessarily favorite map in the world, but it's actually okay for extremely mobile vehicles to play over in the eastern side, and that's exactly where I'm going to go. And it's going to showcase the ability of this little AMD to basically fly around and do all kinds of crazy things. And this vehicle is capable of that. Now, I'm not going to go take an aggressive position early. I'm going to hang out here. I am spotting. So what I've noticed is a lot of people will be overly aggressive and way too early, and you will end up taking a lot of damage. And there's no point in that. If you take too much damage too early, you end up becoming useless to your team because you'll have to play so passively. See, now I spotted their aggressive scouts, and now I'm actually going to move in later. And I actually really like that kind of tactic on this map. Don't be the first one out, but come in with a little delay. Let you know where they're at, and you can take advantage of that. Especially if they get overly aggressive, like this Comet here. He is way overcommitting just to take me out. And no spoiler here, it's going to eventually cost him his tank. And my point here is to try to inflict some damage, keep them spotted, so that my teammates can help work on them. And as you can see, I even have artillery coming in, so I'll just keep working on them. Not take too many risks too soon. As you can see, that's one of their top tier mediums, and there he goes down. So basically, he did exactly what you do not want to do. And now it's kind of time to mess around with their wheeled vehicle here, which is my higher tier counterpart. I'm firing HE, which is very hit and miss on wheeled vehicles. Sometimes if you hit their hull directly, you're going to do monstrous damage, and if you hit their wheels, you're going to do very little. But I get some support there, and he gets taken out, which is going to let me roam much more freely. And as you see, I have not stopped moving. It's just been all about the driving, not the shooting. But now here comes one more enemy vehicle over here, and I'm going to get a little aggressive with him. I'm going to try to let him isolate himself, which he is actually kind of playing right into, because I don't want to push in too far too fast. But I'm going to actually get him isolated where he doesn't have support and work on him a bit. And he's missed a couple shots, and now he's one-shottable, so it's time to come on over and see if I can't finish him off. He gets one into me, but he will be finished off here shortly. I'm just kind of evading while I get my crew fixed. And that's basically the whole gameplay over here. It seems kind of like running around like with a chicken with its head cut off, but in reality, I'm using these berms to try to throw off artillery aim, and also trying to get each of these situations into one-on-ones. Now he's down, so now I'm going to try to work on this Hellcat, which makes a really big mistake in coming down here. There was no way he was ever going to win against me. And now, if you do take out all their forces, you're able just to drive right up into this. And like you see with this SU-100, I'm able to proximity detect him, and just by driving right up into the berm. Now I can't climb it right there. You can actually jump up that if you come with enough speed. I just didn't have enough momentum right there. And I'm kind of waiting to fall off of their detection, and I'm going to take the long way around and just make sure. Sure enough, there is somebody over there. So I throw in a premium shell to take out this medium here. I'm coming around. Boom. Got him. He didn't even suspect it because I hadn't been spotted on the way in. And of course, as you can see the score here, it's 10-5. It's very, very likely to be a win. So now it's just about, I need to get more damage in. I've got some spotting, and I need to work in some more damage because this was during a session I was playing to get my marks raised up for the second mark. And so at this point now, I'm seeing only 4 enemies left. I've got to move it. I've got to hurry up and do what I can. There's an artillery spotted, so we'll get over here and try to get some shots in on him. And then I spot the other one. And, of course, an M44 is easily able to snapshot and hit me on the run. I even bounce off of him. It was an auto-aim shot. Probably hit his gun mount. Now, the one thing is, I don't know at this point where the Jackson is. He was last spotted over there on the western portion of the map, but I figure he might be pre-aimed at my corner, so I'm not tempted to poke out just yet. But then he gets spotted. I know he's not going to be aiming at me, so I'm going to push in and see if I can't get a hit or two in on him before he goes down. And basically, the whole tactic when trying to get marks is you have to be very, very active. You can't sit back. You can't just do nothing. You have to be involved the whole time. And that's, as you've seen with this game, just trying to be as active as I can. I do get one more hit in, and that was it. But that last hit was enough. And as we move over to the results screen, you'll see that did actually get me my second mark. It was actually an ace tanker game as well. Got a number of other awards. And I'll showcase those all real quick. Scrolling down. I actually was very active, did spot. I was high damage and high experience. Or I was higher in damage. I was number 4 on the team, but by far the highest experience because of my spotting, and because I didn't fire hardly any premium, I did make a good amount of credits in this battle. And we're going to move into another battle here on Overlord. And this battle is where I do indeed get my third mark. And in kind of a role reversal, where the first game I had definitely the superior team overall, and I was just having to push to make sure I got in enough damage to earn that second mark. This is going to be the other way around. I definitely have the far inferior team, and it's just me basically trying to do anything and everything I can, trying to scrape out a win. And sometimes that's where it actually is the best for a mark. If you're trying to earn, whether it be your first, second, or third mark, you need battles where you do a lot. And for instance, like this, right from the start, I need to be going crazy on spotting, damage, nonstop. I don't need to be hesitant. I need to be very aggressive, but in a wise way. You would say kind of a controlled aggression. I need to be very proactive so that my other teammates don't take away the spotting from me. And I need to be able to get in and get my own damage. Because damage, pure damage, is the most important part of getting your marks. But now you can get marks based off of spotting or tracking damage. Not both. The way that they figure it on the system is that whichever one is higher is factored in for that battle. Whether you track a bunch of people or whether you're doing regular scouting by spotting, it will take whichever is the highest. So let's say you do 750 tracking. Well, it'll figure that in, but if you did 1,000 spotting damage, it will throw out, the system will throw out the 750 tracking damage that you did, your assistance through tracking, and it'll actually only factor in the 1,000 spotting that you did. So keep that in mind if you're going for marks yourself. See, I'm going for track shots here. He should be getting torn up. But he's up there on the ridge, tracked, sitting in the open, and nothing. I got nothing from him. And I'm not intending to run into my teammate there, but the T-21 had shots on me. He has the better DPM. And I was just looking to see if I couldn't get out of there, because you do not want to trade the T-21 or even the Type 64 there. They will definitely over time out damage me, and I don't want to take on both of them, so I go down here to see isolated OI. Now I'm going to have to fire premium and nothing but premium at him, and I'm going to have to, even with premium, make sure I hit him in the right spot here. And as you can see, you've got to hit the little turret, and you have to hit it fairly carefully even, because this weapon doesn't have the best penetration. And if you notice, I don't carry a ton of premium because it's based off of, really, you have the mobility to get around people. But in that case there, I couldn't push around because I know that they likely have tank destroyers in support back there towards their base at, say, around J3, J4. So here I'm going to come up and try to help out and get some shots into this T-3485. And even with something like a T-3485M that has decent armor, the high explosive still works great on the sides and rear. And as you see, I carry a decent amount of all three ammo types, and this is one of those vehicles where if you watch, you can make the best use out of all ammo types. There's always a situation for one to be the best. It's never purely just spam premium and you're better, because one AMD 178B going up against another, it will probably win if it fires HE at him compared to one just spamming APCR. So it's not just a vehicle where you just load it up and go on with all premium. But there is definitely a case for it. Like against the Sherman Jumbo, if I had to face his front, the premium would be the only thing to fire. But against anything softer, you fire an HE. And against things in the middle, like say against medium tanks, generally as a rule, you're going to fire your armor piercing. And then against a lot of tank destroyers, the armor piercing will be the best choice. But against other light tanks and artillery, you'd be better off to fire a lot of HE. So kind of one of those vehicles, it's a rare example of it, but you need to carry all three ammo types and a decent amount of each. And you need to be prepared to cycle through your ammo rack to find the best one for the job at the hand. Like an SU-100Y, really, armor piercing is all you would need against him. Unfortunately, that bounced. And this is, artillery is definitely on me now. Against this 40 here, this 40 TP, armor piercing is more than good enough, but with it being the case it is, I'm firing the premium, just to be safe. And I've got his reload definitely beat. I really needed my T-3485 to stay alive a little longer, and I do go ahead and I do mess this up. I should have just kept on driving. I should have kept on driving straight, used the terrain, stay hidden, but I think I can get around him, and I can't. That's a case of shoulda, woulda, coulda. I could have probably won that if I had taken him out, but I still wanted to showcase this to show what the vehicle can do and what it takes to get your third mark. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, this is Mongoose Jake, and I do thank you for watching.